Hello and welcome to this presentation aimed at Year 10 parents with some important information for this upcoming academic year. This is Mr. McDonald here, the Raising Standards leader for Year 10. So during this presentation or throughout the academic year, if you do have any questions, then please feel free to give the school a call, or alternatively, if you'd rather email me, my email address is there on screen. It's j.mcdonald@hurstmere.org.uk. So as I introduced myself earlier, I'm the Raising Standards leader for Year 10, Mr. McDonald. Working above me, I have Mr. Smith, who is the assistant principal, who is responsible for the pastoral side of Year 10. He works for the SLT as an assistant principal. So any queries you may want to direct towards him as well, if needs be. So a little reminder of Hurstmere's school vision, our school motto, which is to believe and achieve. Our vision is that all pupils can be the best that they can be by believing and achieving. We'll do this by promoting high aspirations and fostering a confident self-belief that with hard work and determinations, there are no boundaries to what your sons can achieve at Hurstmere School. Now, hopefully you're aware now we are part of the Howard Academy Trust starting from this September. And their motto is working together to build a community of successful learners. So we did join them in September, and we're very, very excited to be partnering with the Trust. We're going to work collaboratively with them to provide outstanding provisions within Hurstmere School. We want to work together to bring together our resources and to utilise the wealth of information resources they have to improve our outcomes that we can offer at Hurstmere School. As part of that, there have been changes to our school day. Mondays to Thursday have a different school times to Friday. Friday, the pupils leave at 1:20 after lunchtime, and there is no period 5, which means that there is a slightly different format to the day on Fridays. The format is on the screen should you wish to pause it and have a little look at there. But as I say, Monday to Thursday, there is a slightly different timetable to on the Friday, and the lessons are slightly shorter on Monday to Friday. What we will notice, there is an increased, there's more personal development this year. So we're going to go for more personal development time, and that is a conscious effort as part of the Howard Academy Trust that we are going to develop the personalities and personal development of the pupils at Hurstmere School. How we're going to do that? Well, we're going to look at 6 things. We're going to look at developing your sons academically, mentally, physically, then personally, socially, and additionally spiritually. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to promote an ambitious curriculum. We will have enriched personal development curriculum, and more about that a little bit later. We will be expecting high levels of behaviour and attendance, and be providing a continual pastoral support for your son should he need it. Speaking of aspirations, now it's been shown that pupils with high aspirations and high expectations tend to have better achievements at school than those with low aspirations. And there is a link between aspirations and goals, and having good aspirations and good goal setting and having a better mental well-being. So we'd like some support from home as well to promote and foster this idea of aspiring high, which we will be promoting at school. We'd also like to focus on building your son's resilience, one of our R trails. So we would like, because resilience is very important in lots and lots of situations in life, and a lack of resilience is linked with pupils developing anxiety when they're experiencing stress. So we will be trying to build their resilience at school, and again, if you can help us to build resilience at home, in the home setting, that will be very, very beneficial. So now I'm going to talk to you for a little bit about curriculum and assessment and what we're doing this year. So your son should now have his timetable, and they will have their class codes on it. Now, for the bit that we're interested in here is the Key Stage 4. So for Key Stage 4, your son will be set in English, Maths and Science, and all the other option groups are taught in mixed ability groups. So if it's history, set 1 or set 2, there are no sets in history, it's just group 1 and group 2, they're all mixed ability. But Maths, Science and English are in sets. Assessments will be very similar to last year. There will be key pieces and end of unit tests. They will have, if there's a key piece coming up, pupils will have pre-lessons, which will help them to develop the skills of revision, look at any gaps in the knowledge, and address any misunderstandings or misconceptions. So this will be to develop and to consistently let them practice their revision and being able to retain knowledge. For the key pieces, they will be reported with our horizontal grading system, which is similar to what you're experiencing when your son gets his GCSEs, a grading system of 1 to 9. And this is in line with the pupil performance who's on track to achieve that grade at the end of year 11. So if they're on a grade 7, for example, that's where they are on track to achieve that grade at year 11 within that subject. Units tests will be reported as percentage scores, and this basically tells you how much they recall on a given topic with a little bit of notice. So they're the things you'll be reporting when you get your termly reports. Additionally, they will have on those reports your son's attendance, how many behaviour points they've got, which are both negative behaviour points and achievement points. It will have on there their reading ages. It will have whether they are on track to achieve their target grade, which is, we use the FFT 20 target grade system. It will have their knowledge retention scores, as I mentioned, versus how they're getting on versus the average in the year. And finally, it will have the pupils' attitude to learning for each subject. So how what their attitude is like in class, their attitude to classwork, behaviour, etc. in that class. So this will be reported for each topic, for each subject. So why do we do this? What's our objectives? So we want to reinforce the importance of regular high levels of attendance and excellent behaviour. That's why we display the attendance and behaviour figures on the reports. We want high levels of reading, both for pleasure and without a high level of reading. It's been shown that pupils cannot access higher level GCSE questions. So it's important that pupils have a certain level of reading and understanding so that they can access those questions. So we'll be promoting that not only through reporting to you guys, but also through our personal development, which I'll speak about a little later. And we want to enforce the importance of knowledge we'll be embedding retrieval practice and revision practice within lessons, and that will be shown in those unit tests. We also want to show that there's a clarity of whether pupils are on track, whether they're going to hopefully achieve the target grade or not. And then we're going to building their knowledge base per unit, so you know where there are gaps in their knowledge, what units they're performing well at and not so well at, so they can target their revision. So that's what we're aiming to display on those termly reports. So moving on to personal development, there will be a much bigger focus on personal development since we have moved to the Howard Academy Trust. And this is what the personal development timetable looks like at the moment. So on Mondays to Thursdays, your son will have an hour a day with their form tutor, one session in the morning and one session in the afternoon. On Friday, there is no personal development due to the shortened day. So on Monday, there will be a character education lesson. So this will be educating people on various parts about their character and how to improve themselves and their personalities. That's on the Monday mornings. On Monday afternoons and Tuesday afternoons, and Wednesday afternoon, should I say, we have DEAR, which is Drop Everything and Read. So this will be a piece of literature that has been selected as to improve their literacy levels, and there will be guided reading with their form tutors to help them with improving their reading ages. Tuesday mornings is assembly. The assembly this year will be held with the year 9, so year 9 and year 10 will have an assembly all together. Wednesday mornings and Thursday mornings is the PSHE session. So similar to last year, those PSHE sessions used to be on a Wednesday for an hour. We're now splitting those over half-hour sections, and they will follow the PSHE curriculum as was the same last year. And on Thursdays, we have two different focuses. If it's week A, there will be a focus on current affairs. And then if it's week B, there will be a careers focus, which I'll speak about again in a moment. So this is our careers journey, our careers learning journey. This is a program we've been following for the last couple of years now. These learning journeys are displayed in every classroom. So if your son did want to have a little look as to what they're doing, but there is a clear plan and a clear progression of what we're trying to achieve through our careers program to enhance your son's skills and employability when they do leave us in after year 11. So your son will be given a careers booklet to complete throughout the year. There's an example of a year 7 one there, but it's very similar for the year 10s. So the year 10s will be working in 3 main areas throughout the year. Autumn term, it will be exploring what skills they have and what skills they can foster and improve, and then link that to subjects, and then link that to what careers they may want to consider when they're a little bit older. In the spring term, we'll be looking at various different careers using our online platform, which is called Unifrog. So what are the different careers out there, and what some of the options that your son might be interested in. And there'll be sessions and skills on developing how to write a CV and how to prepare and perform in a job interview setting. And finally, in the summer term, we'll be focusing on what are the options once your son leaves us after year 11. After post 16, what are some of those options, be it apprenticeships, jobs, further education, sixth form, etc. And we'll be using again our online platform Unifrog to help with that information. Okay, so that's the curriculum side of things. Now I'm going to have a quick chat about our expectation in terms of behaviour and attendance. So behaviour expectations have been distributed to parents, and it's a document which should help understand exactly what our expectations are and what should happen if you fall short of it. And they have been sent out to all parents. If you haven't had a copy, please let me know and I'll get that to you. It relates to lots of things, and I'm going to speak about a few of these in the next coming slides. Things like attendance, punctuality, uniform expectations, our policies around mobile phone use, what we expect in class in terms of behaviour, what you can expect from us in terms of rewards for the pupils, what you can expect from us in terms of student support, and then what sanctions there will be in place. So when your son may need to be detained or have a detention, and what the reset system looks like, and what are some of the wider consequences if they fail to follow our expectations more broadly. Such as other sort of larger sanctions that might be in place. So I'm going to give you a little bit more information about some of those in the next few slides. In terms of managing behaviour primarily within the classroom, we will be following our 3R system, which is remind, reinforce, removal. The pupils, this has been embedded for a little while now. The pupils seem to fully understand it, and we will be continuing to use it this year. It means a pupil will get an informal warning should they not be meeting our expectations or disrupting the learning of others. If they continue to make those choices, they will be given an official reminder. They will be reminded that that conduct or that behaviour is not acceptable. If they continue with that behaviour, they will move up to the next level. And that next level is reinforced. So if they continue again to display the similar behaviours that are disrupting the learning of others or potentially themselves, they will be issued what is known as a reinforce. And that reinforce will come with a 30-minute reset in our centralised reset system, which is known as the CRS. So if they get to reinforce, so they've had some warnings and they still continue to disrupt the learning of themselves or others, they will get a 30-minute reset for that behaviour. If they continue with these disruptive behaviours, then they will be removed from the lesson. If they are removed from the lesson, they will be collected by another member of staff and taken either to a safe classroom or to our behaviour hub. And then if that has happened, they've been reminded many times about their lessons. They've had a reminder, they've had their reinforce, and they are removed. That will mean that they have an hour after school in the CRS. Those notifications about CRSs will go out through Arbor, which is our new system for communicating with parents, which I will touch on again a little bit later. So that's what's going to happen if your son doesn't meet our expectations, but for the vast majority of you, hopefully you won't need to worry about that. But what will be more interesting to you is the rewards we're going to be offering this year. So Mr. Harris is our rewards coordinator. So if you do have any questions directly about rewards, he's the best person to speak to. But of course, I will do my best to answer it should you come through me. So I'll have a little quick chat about what the rewards are this year. So the biggest change this year is changes to our rewards system is the golden ticket. Now the golden ticket is proving very, very popular with our pupils at the moment. The premise is that if a pupil performs well in that lesson, one person in that class will receive a golden ticket for their efforts, for being outstanding or making a very, very good contribution. Those golden tickets will then be collected up the following day by the Raising Standards leader, and a small selection of those will be picked at random, and those people who win are picked from that draw will win a small prize. So the better chance to win the prize is to get more and more golden tickets. Okay, it's proving really, really popular, and not only do they get a chance to win a prize, but they also get 2 achievement points and a little notification home to say that they've done well in lessons. So yeah, really, really popular. The achievement points continue as well. So if a pupil gets an achievement point during a lesson, then you'll get a notification from home, and the achievement points will be totted up like they were last year. We're hoping to have some bigger rewards towards the end of the year, perhaps some more trips, but we are finalising budgets and things for that, so we'll watch this space as to some bigger rewards later on in the year. But there are hopefully going to be some trips on offer. I know there's already the ski trip that's going ahead, but more on trips that come out throughout the year will be presented to you as and when they come about. So moving on from behaviour, we're going to talk about now how we could support your son, or how we are going to support your son to be able to follow our motto and to believe and achieve. So we do have a wonderful safeguarding and inclusion and Senko team here, which is displayed on the screen here. For safeguarding concerns, our designated safeguarding lead is Mrs. Harvey. And for behaviour and inclusion, our behaviour inclusion lead is Mr. Beamont on the right hand side there, and then we've got Mr. Reddy, our Senko, and a great team of deputy Senkos and inclusion officers and other safeguarding officers that your son can go to should they have concerns about anything really. Of course they can come to me if they need to as well, and they can go to their form tutor or any trusted adult that they have at school should they need some support for anything that they are struggling with. If they prefer not to come face to face, we do have an email service which will go through to our safeguarding team. So if they're a bit worried about anything but don't want to go to speak about it face to face, we have our email, which is hereforyou@hurstmere.org.uk. So your son may want to use that service should they need any help but don't really want to talk about it in person. So just pop them a quick email with what their concerns are. Now, we do have some information here from the National Online Safety. We know that online is a potential minefield. There's all sorts going online that we need to be a little bit conscious or cautious of. Okay, so there are resources available for parents and carers covering a huge range of topics, including social media platforms, online bullying, fake news, games and trends. So this is available on the National Online Safety website. There's some resources on there including parent and career courses, online video resources and weekly guides. So if you do want to have a little look at that, or you're worried about what your son is doing online, I recommend you going to the school website on the safeguarding page, and there is a whole host of information and resources that will help you to deal with any concerns online. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are moving away, or we have moved away from SIMS, which was our old platform for communication and for various things we do internally. We're moving now to our another system, which is called Arbor. So we are recommending that you download the Arbor parent app and try to sign it in. If you can't sign into it, please contact our office staff and they'll be able to help you with it. This will be our primary form of communication, and they will come, notifications will come not only through that Arbor app, but you will get them through email. So if you could check junk or spam folders just in case any of our correspondence is going through there. If you're not receiving any information from us, you likely will have received something by now through Arbor, then please get in contact to make sure that we have the correct contact details. It is worth noting we are new to this system. We are working it out as we go along. In some ways, we're all getting used to the system ourselves. So there may be a few teething problems and a few glitches as we run through Arbor, but we so far believe it's providing a much more efficient and better way of communicating with parents. So make sure that you're receiving those emails from us, please. Other things you can do at home. I mentioned this earlier. Something that's really important is try and discuss your future with your son, and try and discuss it with positivity. What is your future holding? What can you achieve when you leave school? What are your aspirations? What are your ambitions? If you can expose them to different experiences as well, it is really, really helpful to open up their minds to different options and different things to do. Things like theatre trips, cultural activities, concerts, museums, any hobbies, even just exercising, all really do help with developing your son. And if there are any concerns you have, the best person to contact will be your son's form tutor in the first instance, but of course then you can contact myself or a member of any other member of staff at school, and we'll be able to provide you with the best person to speak to. So just a couple more slides to finish up with a little bit of key information pertinent to just year 10s. So some key dates for the diary. 7th of November is the year 10 parents evening, quite an early one this year. Work experience, that will be right at the end of the academic year. It's 14th of July to the 22nd of July. A little bit more on that in a moment. Your son's PPEs, they're previously known as mock exams, will be on the 22nd of April to the 6th of May. They will get an exam timetable before that. Most of those exams will be on in the hall. And some inset days when your son is not expected to come into school. That's the 25th of October, the 9th of November, the 6th of December, and the 24th of February. So work experience. Work experience, as mentioned, 14th of 22nd of July. It is imperative that your son starts to think about their work experience now. This work experience does need to be arranged by the pupils. And it's a placement of up to 2 weeks. It needs to be at least those dates on the screen though. We recommend getting a work experience place filled as soon as possible. This is often a time when other schools are also doing work experience, so it can get quite competitive to get some of the best places. So it's a good idea to start talking with your son what they want to do with work experience and try to think of ideas of what to do. If you're unsure, speak to some staff here, speak to myself, and we'll be able to point you in the right direction of where to look. So we do need to have that paperwork, which will come out later on in the academic year, to be completed by the pupil, and the placement needs to be organised prior to the paperwork needs to be done, before the place is authorised. Okay, so that's all from me. If you do have any questions, do give me a call or drop me an email. But otherwise, I want to thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.